cell phone, a smartphone addiction is very small thing. But if you feel horrible without a smartphone, it's a dangerous addiction too. And third perspective, are we misusing our freedom? What's the point when you're overutilizing or using your freedom so much that it causes disturbance to others? There's no point of overutilizing your freedom when others are in trouble. So coming back to addictions, today my topic is addiction over alcohol, and this is one of the major and deadliest addictions the world has seen. And it's not at a national level; it's an international level. Alcohol addiction is a major problem globally. So instead of me telling to quit alcohol to reduce the addiction, just let me read the stats given by WHO, World Health Organization. These stats are not by me; it's by WHO. So please listen to it carefully. The harmful use of alcohol is a causal factor in more than 200 diseases. Worldwide, 3 million deaths every year result from harmful use of alcohol. Alcohol consumption causes death and disability relatively early in life. There is a causal relationship between harmful use of alcohol and a range of mental and behavioral disorders. Addiction of alcohol causes high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, liver disease, and digestive problems. Alcohol addiction leads to cancer of breast, mouth, throat, esophagus, voice box, and rectum. Learning and memory problems, including dementia and poor school performance. Okay, so you've already heard the side effects of alcohol addiction. Even though after listening to the side effects of alcohol addiction, if you want to consume alcohol, there is a strong reason. There must be a very strong reason. Let's enter the grassroots level of why people consume alcohol. So mainly according to a survey and my personal experience with friends, people mainly consume alcohol for 4 reasons. These 4 reasons we can call it as excuses too. But let me begin with the reasons. First one is enhancement, because it's exciting. Alcohol is exciting. Yes, we teens and we youth love exciting things. We just don't want to sit in some boring lectures in college. We love to explore things. But why choose alcohol if you want excitement? There are 10,000 other things which can excite you. Starting a new sport, starting a new business, or exploring new things, visiting new places. That's also excitement, right? Then why choose alcohol? You have better alternatives. So the second reason why people choose alcohol is coping up, to forget about worries. I seriously feel, I'm actually sorry if I'm wrong, but I seriously feel if you drink alcohol, get high, and get an escape from the reality, you're just a coward because you can't just face the reality. So it's better to face the situation than to run away, right? Yeah, this is the second reason. So the third reason comes that social reason is to celebrate. Again, you have 10,000 ways to celebrate. You can clap, you can dance, you can shout, you can scream, whatever want you can do. But why consume alcohol for that celebration mood? And then coming to the fourth reason or fourth excuse, conformity, to fit in and be cool. Yeah, there's a wrong perception that consuming alcohol is too cool. In no angle it's cool, because just now we read the side effects. It may lead to cancer, it may lead to disabilities. How is leading to cancer and disabilities cool? How is nearing to death cool? So it's not cool at all. These are the 4 reasons or excuses people give, but you have the alternatives now. Choose those alternatives. Why alcohol? So enough about alcohol. Every person has the freedom to choose whatever he wants. I respect everyone's decision, but be wise to choose whatever you want and whatever is right. If you make a mistake for the first time, it's okay. If you make the same mistake for second time, it's manageable. But third time, if you make that same mistake, it's not right. It's not okay. You are the one losing out on something. So coming back to freedom. Freedom comes with responsibility and accountability. A hero is someone who understands the responsibility that comes with his freedom. Be this hero who drinks responsibly. Be this hero of removing all the addictions. Be this hero of removing all the toxic things you're exposed to. Be the hero who's achieving something. Be the hero who's creating history. Be yourself. Be happy. Thank you, Jai Hind.
Thank you, Ishan, for your views of freedom.
Thank you, sir.
And then, yes, you cannot, there are 101 ways of another problem solving ways, but why this one?
Yeah, we have better alternatives.
Yes, exactly. But Ishan, I always said, mostly people think of these two, smoking or drinking, because it's already subconsciously registered. Because our entertainment sake, we sit before that screen, not the television screen or movie. What we have seen already in our mind is there. It drives us there. That's what the movie shows.
The two reasons mainly why people choose alcohol and tobacco is, one thing is it's easily available, and second thing is they get influenced very easily, because in every movie or your neighbor, you just see it every day. So it's easy to get influenced in regarding those two things, those two substances.
Yeah, added to this, it's a legally and socially acceptable product. We'll discuss. The discussion time, we'll take it up. And well done, well articulated, says Soni sir, Ishan. Congratulations.
Thank you,
we will move on to next speaker on tobacco, followed by Dia. We'll talk about Dia's already there on the drugs, and then Sushmita. So, welcome, Chetan. Chetan is a founder, president of Navodaya Trust. He is very active in Bangalore Rural. Chetan is also our coordinator for the Bangalore Rural District. For our youth programs, he is a volunteer coordinator. Over to you, Chetan.
Thank you so much, sir. Hello, everyone. Namaste. So, sir, sorry for the inconvenience. I just got a emergency call that I was traveling, but okay, I can manage. But if there is a disturbance, can anyone please let me know in between? Okay. Yeah. So, hello, am I audible?
Yes,
sir?
Go ahead.
Yeah, yes, sir. Well, is it clear, sir? Is it clear, or is there any disturbance?
No. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Yes. So I will be switching between Kannada and English. So ನಮಗೆ ನಾವು ಚಂದರ್ ಸರ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ತರ ಹಿಂಗೆ FSHI ಈ ತರ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಟೊಬ್ಯಾಕೋ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ we as a Bangalore rural population ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ತರದ್ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ನಾವು ಒಂದು NGO ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಾವು ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಜೊತೆ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ನಾವೇ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ರ್ಯಾಲೀಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪೋಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅಂಡ್ ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ, ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತೀರ ಏನದು ಟೊಬ್ಯಾಕೋ ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ತರ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಡೇಂಜರಸ್ ಸ್ಮೋಕಿಂಗ್ ಡೇಂಜರಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ, ಸ್ಮೋಕಿಂಗ್ ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ ಇದಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೇನು ಅನ್ಸಲ್ವಾ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿನೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂಡ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮೇಲೆ ತಾನೇ ಹಾಕಿರೋದು, ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ ತಾನೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಈಗ ಸ್ಮೋಕರ್ಸ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಇರೋದು. ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟ್ ಹೊರತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ವೋಂಟ್ ಬಿಡಂತ ಮನ್ಸು ಅಂತೂ ಕೂಡ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಸೊ ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಟೊಬ್ಯಾಕೋ ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಮೈ ಓನ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ತರ ನಾವು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ ಐ ಥಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಶೇರಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮೈನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋಂಥದ್ದು ಹೈಯರ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವ್ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಒಂದು ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಮಾದಕ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಟೊಬ್ಯಾಕೋ, ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ನಮಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಟೀಚರೇನೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಎದ್ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಒನ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ರೂರಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದೊಡ್ಡಬಳ್ಳಾಪುರ ತಾಲೂಕು. ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಟೀಚರೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲಾ ಗೊತ್ತು ಸರ್, ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದ್ ಜನ ಮಕ್ಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲೇನೆ ಗುಟ್ಕಾ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ಸೇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇವನ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದವರು 10th ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, 9th ಮತ್ತೆ 8th 7th ಹುಡುಗರು ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಆ ಏಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇನೆ ನಾವು ಲೈಕ್ ಹುಡುಗರು ಇವತ್ತು ಅಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ನನ್ನನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಲೈಕ್ ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಲೈಕ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಇದೇ ತರ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ನಮ್ ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಟೊಬ್ಯಾಕೋ ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ನೀವೇ ಅದನ್ನ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿ 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 ಅದನ್ನ ಫೀಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸಿ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಲೈಕ್ ನಾವ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಲೈಕ್ ನಮ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲುನು ಕೂಡ ಬದಲಾಗೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಇದೇ ತರ ಲೈಕ್ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದ್ ನಡೆದಿದ್ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಈಸ್ ಅ ಮಿಡ್ಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಮಿಡ್ಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ. ಇಬ್ರು ಗಂಡ್ಮಕ್ಳು, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಇಬ್ರು ಗಂಡ್ಮಕ್ಳು. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಹುಡ್ಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಫುಲ್ಲು ಅಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಅಪ್ಪನ್ ಮಾತು ಕೇಳ್ದಿರಾ, ಅಂಡ್ ಊಟ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕೈ ತೊಳಿಯಕ್ಕೆ, ಇವನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತು ತಟ್ಟೆ ಹತ್ರನೇ ಕೈ ತೊಳಿಯಕ್ ನೀರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನೀರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಲೈಕ್ ಅವನ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ಜಗ್ಗಲ್ಲಿರೋ ನೀರ್ ನಾನು ಕುಡಿಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ ಜಗ್ಗು ನಾನು ಕೈ ತೊಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಲೈಕ್ ಕೈ ತೊಳ್ಕೊಳಕಂತ ಇಟ್ಟಿರೋ ನೀರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು ಕುಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಕುಡಿಯೋದು ಅಂತ. ಆ ರೇಂಜ್ಗೆ ಅಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನೌ ಪಾಸ್ಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 10th. ಮನೇಲೂ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಮನೆಯವರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಕಲ್ತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅವರು ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ರಿಯಾಬ್ಸ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು, ಏನೇನೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕವನ್ನ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು. ದೊಡ್ಡವನ್ಗೆ ವಿತ್ಡ್ರಾಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಲೈಕ್ ಬಿಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅವನು ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಲೈಕ್ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ 20 days ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಸತ್ತೋದ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದು ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು 10th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಹುಡುಗ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕುಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಇವತ್ತು. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಲಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಮೈನ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ನಮ್ ಯೂತ್ಸ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಅಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಶೋಕಿಗೆ ಅಂತ, ಲೈಕ್ ಫ್ಯಾಷನ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ, ಓಕೆ ನನ್ನ ಹೀರೋ, ಲೈಕ್ ನನ್ನ ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡೋದು ನಾವು ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆಚ್ಚು. ಲೈಕ್ ಯುವ ಜನತೆಗೆ ಫಿಲಂ ಆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇವಾಗ ಅವ್ರೊಂದು ಫ್ಲಿಪ್ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರು, ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಫ್ಲಿಪ್ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಮನೇಲಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ ನನ್ ಬಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಫಿಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ತರ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಮೋಕಿಂಗು ಕೂಡ ಇದೇ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಆಕ್ಟ್ರು ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ಅಂಡ್ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪೋಸಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ನ ಬಾಯಿಗೆ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿನ ವೈರಲ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಲೆಜೆಂಡರಿ ನೇಮ್, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ವೈರಲ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಹೌದು ನಾನು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಇದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೈಲು. ಈ ತರ ಲೈಕ್ ಹುಡುಗರು ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅವ್ರ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ನನ್ನ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ. Okay.
English and Kannada equal.
Yes, sir. I was just telling that our young generation will be just thinking what to tell as like there will be role models more like instead of freedom fighters and any sportsmen. Nowadays in this generation, every youths are behind the cinemas, right? So like everyone like will see his hero doing the black flips and everything, and they will start trying in the home. Like same as that, like they will start holding this cigarette also. Like ನಮ್ ಹೀರೋ ಈ ತರ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು, ನಾನು ಇದೇ ತರ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಗೆ ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ಇದೇ ತರ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ರೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ಯಂಗ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಅಂತೂ ನೋಡಿರಲ್ಲ, ಲೈಕ್ where they can see, like parents won't allow them, but the only source where a child can know about cigarette or smoking or something, drugs or alcohol, is like our social media and our television. So I don't know, like it's it's right to like educate our brilliant directors to entertain, act like as Pratibha ma'am told, like we should ನಾವು ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ರಿಲೀಫ್ ಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟ್ ಹುಡುಕ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. So we can educate, that's the same other tara we can educate our directors. See, I call them a brilliant directors because ಅಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಫಿಲಮ್ಸ್ ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ಹೌದು ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಫಿಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಅದ್ರ ಬದಲು ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು, ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗಿವ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಶೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈ ಫಿಲಮ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ important to educate our directors also. And yeah, and we have many plans with Chandra sir in Bangalore rural, like preparing a task force, youth task force, like which will be working with the police department and our health department. So every week or once in a week or 15 days, like entire task force will be roaming around the town, and they will be targeting the areas where nearest place to the schools where tobacco selling shops are there. Because ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನೇ ನಂಬ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಲೈಕ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ, ಲೈಕ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಯಾವಾಗ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಹೈಯರ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟೀಸ್ ಇಂದ ಯಾವಾಗ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಓನ್ಲಿ ದೆನ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್, ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅವಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೌದು ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಇಷ್ಟ ಅಂಗಡಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಐ like to tell is, we have, it is very good thing that we have UNICEF and like a Pratima ma'am from Nimans, and also like Chandra sir team. So we are really happy to work with you all, sir. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಹುಟ್ಟೂರು ದೊಡ್ಡಬಳ್ಳಾಪುರ ತಾಲೂಕಿಂದಾನೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ರೆಡಿ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಇವತ್ತು, ಆಸ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್, 10 students are really have become addicted already. So we have to just educate the primary school students now. This is very important. At least nam next generation gadrunu artha agutte anta anbitu. So yes sir. I think these are just I thought of sharing, instead of talking about tobacco like id madutte ad madutte, I just thought of sharing my experience and thoughts on what we can do.
Yes, Chetan, thank you. Chetan, the points you raised, one is parenting style.
Yes, sir.
It's very difficult, and also about a director. You said film directors.
Yes, sir.
See, we cannot educate them because industry reaches them. This is where we need to, if we can, the fan clubs, if we can tell the heroes, we will not be, if you are my hero, it's not acceptable. And large number, we need to tell them.
Yes,
so even the
exactly.
heroes won't yield to the pressure of the director. Indirectly, in all our discussion, the tobacco company is not coming. They are the main culprit. And then, Chetan, I want young people to think, there's a big, young people to see tobacco, addiction to tobacco is a challenge to their freedom. See, it's highly addictive, more addictive than cocaine or heroin. But very sadly, what you said also, young people underestimate how to challenge them, how to change them, how to educate them. You said even the warning is there. See, warning aside, see, I don't think any young person would willing to subject their freedom, surrender their freedom to something or someone. So I want to ask our young people here, are young people aware, or those who are experimenting with tobacco, are they aware that they are subjecting or surrendering their freedom to this substance and nicotine? So with that, we'll move on to our next. Thank you, Chetan, for your thoughts on this area and then your commitment to Bangalore rural district and young people there. We look forward to working with you.
Sure, sir. Always. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Chetan. We have our next speaker. She's a very, very impressive, very busy person. Very, very impressive. She's a national level identity she has. A national karate champion, Dia. You can watch her YouTube in our YouTube channel, Dia's video. Superb. Whatever she does, she's simply superb. Very talented. And we've been requesting her. The movement needs her. The youth movement needs Dia. Person like Dia to anchor and to lead. Ria, it's a privilege that we have you with us this evening. Over to you, Dia.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Before I begin, I would like to give my sincere thanks to Chandra sir for organizing this meeting and having all of us be a part of this. And as Ishan started, first of all, I'm more than glad to be sharing this platform with Anupama ma'am being with us here, and Aisiri, Ishan, Prathima, the people because of whom, the gang because of whom I'm a part of FSHI. So I'm very happy to be sharing this platform with all of you, and fellow panelists, Sushmita and Chetan. I'm more than glad to be sharing this platform with you. Much power to all of you. Thank you for having us here. A pleasant evening to all of you. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, it's 75th year of Indian independence. A happy Independence Day to each and everyone present here. I am Dia SRS from Mysuru, and I am doing my final year undergraduate in journalism. So as the title of today's topic goes, are we really independent? Well, as Ishan said, it depends on what perspective we see it through. As Indians, are we entitled to be independent? Yes, we are. Since 1947, all of us are entitled to have our own independence because, yeah, India is now an independent nation. It's been 75 years that we are independent. But as individuals who live in the socialistic, secular, democratic republic, how do we embrace or how do we interpret this feeling of independence and freedom? Freedom, the state of being subject to or affected by something undesirable. Freedom, the power to self-determination attributed to the will. Freedom, the quality of being independent of fate or necessity. At mid-hour, when India was declared independent and when it was free from the British rule, freedom then referred to the feeling of not being under the British rule anymore. But today, sitting in front of all of you, if you're talking about freedom or independence in India, it is not just about post 1947 era that, okay, we are not under British rule anymore. We don't refer to that freedom or independence anymore. It is more to it. So on that note, I would like to say, it's not just about how people in the country are embracing the freedom. It is about, is the freedom that the constitution that guarantees us being practiced well by the citizens of the country? And it also is about, as we citizens, are we citizens misutilizing this freedom in any way? And we all know that the latter is very true. To a very great extent, all of us misutilize the freedom, etc., that is granted to us. On a very basic note, there is at least one time wherein none of us here have not worn our helmet and roamed around in the traffic signal. Shows how irresponsible citizens we are. So we all have contributed our fair part to not be a responsible citizen of the country. But then, let me give you a very basic example again. We have all known that the constitution guarantees us the freedom to practice any religion in the country, but still, communal riots, cultural riots keep happening in the country, irrespective of what freedom we have been granted. In the same way, freedom just not refers to the state of being not confined to act accordingly. Freedom comes with an unsaid statement of responsibility. Ishan mentioned this. Freedom comes with responsibility and accountability. On the same note, I would like to say, freedom brings responsibility, restrictions brings curiosity. Let me bring that again, because all of us know what topic we are referring to. It's about drugs, it's about alcohol consumption and nicotine tobacco consumption. So let's relate how freedom can get us through the same topic. Freedom brings responsibility, restrictions brings curiosity. And let me bring up another quote, which all of us here are very familiar with. Curiosity killed the cat. Why is the youth getting so indulged in the practice of consumption of drugs, alcohol, or tobacco? It's because of the amount of curiosity we people have to try something that is so hazardous. Why is it banned? Why are we not allowed to try it? What's wrong in trying it once? That's the feeling we all have when it comes to such substances. Restrictions on consumption of substances like alcohol, tobacco Drugs build curiosity among the youth, and this curiosity makes the young hearts to give up being a responsible citizen and try what seems like a cool thing to do. And by the time they realize how hazardous it could be, the consumption pattern would have made the person habituated to regular consumption of the substance, and that results in addiction. Unlike tobacco and alcohol, drugs are totally banned in the country. And unlike tobacco and alcohol, drugs are easily addictive. That the first time you try it out of curiosity, the next time you try it because I've tried it once, and the third time you're already addicted to it. The intensity of drug addiction can be so high that most times it takes monitored help and rehab camps for someone to quit drug consumption. Self-motivation and high determination can be of no help. Sometimes smokers or sometimes people who are too alcoholic can have friends and family motivate them, and they can have a strong determination in themselves that, okay, it's high time I quit tobacco. It's harming my health, or it's damaging my liver. I might end up on a hospital bed, which I don't want to. So let me just quit. I don't have any necessity of this. But then drug consumption can be so hazardous that even though the will in you is so strong that, okay, no more I want to do drugs, your body is so used to it, and your brain so much is used to the consumption of drug, the euphoria it gives you, the escape from reality feeling that all youth think is the reason why drugs is so important. Yeah, drugs is the reasons why it is easier for you to escape reality. That is not easily possible to quit because of the intensity of effect drugs can have on your body. Let me stop here, as in this topic is not about an academic education or seminar about what is drugs made of, how it can affect someone's life, what are the solutions, because all of us go through these seminars, awareness programs on a daily basis. At least in schools, etc., we have these seminars, etc., going on. Let me bring a social approach to this. Let me bring a much easier approach to how we youth get indulged in the practice of drug, be it alcohol or tobacco, how we get easily influenced into it. Let's start with basic questions like, how does a youngster play victim to drug abuse? At first place, how is it so easy to get habituated to drug consumption? Or why is it so hard to quit? Even though it's illegal, banned, forbidden, how is it so easily available, and why is it so hard to put an end to this? Okay, in today's generation, in what generation we all belong to, having a restriction as a habit is a matter of coolness, is a matter of status. Peer pressure is one of the most significant reasons why we end up in this trap. Bro, wanna get a smoke? Oh, bhai, mal phukega kya? Bro, do you got some stuff? Do you have some greens? These sentences have been as common around us like, bhai, sham chai peene jayega. Hey, Ishan, can we grab a cup of coffee? Bean crush. The sentences that we hear among hanging out with our friends about drugs or weed or alcohol or be it tobacco, nicotine consumption, it's as common as any other daily necessity, like having a cup of coffee or tea. And whenever I'll speak my personal experience, whenever I show my denial towards my friends saying that, no, I don't want to smoke. No, I don't smoke. I'm not someone who drinks. I'm not an alcohol person. My denial towards this substance is always reciprocated with a expression of shock, like, you don't drink, you don't smoke, like it is a necessity, or it is common for a teenager to be drinking, or a young adult or an adult to be drinking. At the age of 2021, you are expected to be in practice of alcohol, tobacco, or drugs. If not, it is a sense that you don't fit in that group of people. You are not as cool as they are. You don't fit in, and you're called, hey, dude, this is the age. If you don't try it now, when will you? In your 30s, you'll have alcohol. You'll have to start your family then. It is now that you have fun. It is now that you have You try all these stuff. It's now you get to know how beautiful the feeling of having a drug could be. That is how our friends make us feel about these substances. And even you want to or you don't want to, under peer pressure, to just show them that no, you're no less to them, you don't lie anywhere below them, and you want to fit in. Do you have denial towards it or not, or are you curious towards the topic or not? You end up curiously giving a try. And that curiosity, if you like it, of course you'll like it, because it's a feeling that makes you feel better. And it's a feeling that mostly in youth, according to the assumption we have, according to the stereotypical statement that always goes, it's an escape to reality. So whatever the teenage people are going through, friendship issues, trust issues, oh, Ishan today he backstabbed me, my only easily accessible solution to it is go have a drink in the night. Snort a drug, inject a drug, feel good for a while and wake up happy the next morning. And I assume that I'm waking up happy, but I'm actually not. I'm waking up more anxious, I'm waking up more tired, and my body is not supporting me. And to keep my body okay, to keep my mental health okay, to keep myself more supported, that is when I inject another drug into myself. So the interval of drug consumption keeps increasing with the amount of anxiety or stress that I tell myself I'm having. So I don't know how to put it. When a person starts the practice of drug consumption, he wouldn't know that he would end up so addicted, or he will not know in the beginning that he will be so drawn towards it that he will need it at least 3 to 7 times a day. When he starts, it's like once in 3 weeks or once in 2 weeks. But then he ends up being so addicted towards it that the person starts consuming it at very less intervals. And he gets so addictive to it that he starts stealing at home, he starts stealing money at home, he starts selling his items. He's like, bro, you keep this phone for today, I'll come take my phone tomorrow, just give me some stuff, I really need to smoke. That's how people, at least that's how students, they are youngsters of my age, have gotten addicted to the consumption of drugs. And let me easily talk about the social approach people can have to help students, help better the situation of drug consumptions across the country. Well, at the first place, unlike alcohol, nicotine substances, drug is totally banned. At least tobacco is available in market, alcohol is available in market, and we have spoken in our previous webinars that we should have government ID for the purchase of alcohol and tobacco to be made, so that it is not easily accessible to each and every person. Students and all very young people, plus 18, etc., should not be so easily accessible to tobacco and all. But let's quit on discussing about availability. The country has banned the availability of drugs, and yet it is so easily available across the country, across the state, across the city of Mysore. And the fact that an illegal substance is sold at such ease to such an expensive market rate is what is draining the youth. And I don't understand how, at least I'm a person who is not indulged in these habits. I don't want to call it bad habits because I'm no one to make that choice for other people. But I'm someone who doesn't consume either alcohol nor tobacco, nor I'm into drugs. But then if I'm upset, I have other go-to things to do. I might write, I might sketch, I might draw. And when I listen to my friends talking about how the euphoria could be after having a drug, they make it feel like it's one of the best feelings in the world. Oh my God, you've still not tried cocaine. You should try, you'll know how good it feels after taking it. But then I don't know, because I've never been curious about trying it. And when I know it could have an hazardous end, or it could end up in, it could have a bad result, I have never wanted to try it. But why I'm bringing this up is a matter of coolness, a matter of knowing what something feels like should not build so much curiosity in someone that they break their own principles, they break their own ethics and they try something which maybe at a young age they didn't want to, but then they're doing it only to fit in to a certain group of people. And I think the most effective way, because drugs are already banned, I can't put blame on government right now because banned. If we try to give that approach, it's like, yeah, we have banned drugs, but it keeps happening in illegal manners. The purchase and sale of drugs happens illegally, and it is taken care by the police, etc. is the answers that we get back if we try to talk to them. But on a social approach, as other people right now who spoke before me said, parenting is very important. My parents have never sat me down and told that you are not supposed to consume alcohol. You are not supposed to be indulged in such bad activities. My parents have never done that, but they've gotten me up in a responsible way wherein I have never had the curiosity of trying this stuff. They've made it clear to me that these are substances that are hazardous, and to get into the habit of it lies in your choice. And when you know it's a bad choice, just don't make the choice of getting into the habit of it. Second, peer group. We should know what cool is and what responsible is. I'll give you the best example, and this is the worst feeling when I sit in this webinar. It is so damn easy for me to sit in front of strangers, to sit in front of such educated people at Nimans, UNICEF, WHO, Chandra sir, classmates, my seniors, Anupama ma'am, fellow panelists, etc., and give us such a huge speech. Or it is, let me get to a bigger magnitude. Someday it will be so easy for me to stand on a big stage and address thousands of people, saying that consumption of drug and alcohol is hazardous to health. It is so easy to convey that message, but it is so damn difficult for me to convince my very own best friend not to smoke. It is so difficult for me to make a dear cousin of mine to tell him that, you know what, brother, you drink too much and I don't think it's a good thing to do. It's such a difficult feeling for me. It is so easy for us to come talk about subjects like this when we can't bring to practice what we all preach. And that is where each one of us are lagging behind. As I brought this up under the title of peer pressure. Third, if it is my choice to smoke, I should give up on the idea of making my other friend to smoke too. It is my personal choice to do what is good for me, but then to get someone else also indulged into the habit that they might not want to be indulged to. It is not nice as a friend to be wanting them to try something under the tagline of being cool or missing out on having fun. Third, as Chetan sir mentioned, and we have discussed earlier in other webinars, we should make sure actually that the film board or the advertising board of the country stops showcasing the fact that smoking is cool, drinking is cool. The guy is heartbroken because the heroine just left him and went, and the first thing he wants to do is go to the bar, sit in front of a group of people. There's one nice item song played and all he's doing is consuming alcohol. And the feeling he gets is he feels better after consuming alcohol. This is portrayed to the youth that alcohol consumption results not in hazardous health issues, but then you will feel better the next day when you're not okay. Consumption of tobacco is so good that if you're anxious, if you're scared, if you're under stress, go outside, get a smoke, and you'll be fine. It is not true. I see my friends in college who get down, who like, you know what, I have exam, I have internals in 30 minutes and I've not studied one sentence. I'll just go smoke and come. The fact that we have the stereotypical imagination that the smoke is going to help you do better or do easy, it is wrong. It is just that on a subconscious level, the nicotine acts up so much that you start feeling lighter only because of how nicotine acts on your brain. There is no stress relief nicotine is doing on the body. And strict laws and actions have to be done. That doesn't lie in our hands again. And the idea of coolness has to be given to children at a very young age. As in, I'll speak this and wrap up. since school, the idea of coolness is given to students in a very bad note, as in doing what is not supposed to be done is cool. Bunking classes is cool. Talking back to teachers is cool. Since a very young age, we learn that doing restricted ideas is cool. So maybe because of that, doing restricted ideas of alcohol, tobacco consumption, and drug abuse is also considered cool among the youth, which is not. I think I've spoken too much. I'm happy that I was given an opportunity to put my thoughts forward. And I'm again more than happy to be sharing this platform with Ishan, Pratima, Anupama ma'am, and Aisiri, my fellow mates. And much power to Sushmita and Chetan for this talk with us today. Chandrashekar, thank you so much for organizing this. And my heartiest regards to Pratima ma'am. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Dia, for your wonderful thoughts on this issue. But Dia, one thing I want to name people, since you people are leading this campaign, I want you to take over and run. You mentioned that most of you are aware. Who's your friend who's experimenting with? How can we help? At the early stage, that's what. One is prevention before, an early stage, and even if they are into it, how can we help them? So, rarely they are underworld, no, they're going underground activities, not drugs, whereas alcohol and tobacco are socially acceptable. With regard to drugs, I think, how can the peer, I think Anupama ma'am said, peer, how can peer help them in the early stages instead of accepting it? So I will not touch it, but if you do it, it's okay. May not say it okay, but how can we help? That's why we need to find innovative way of early identification to deal with the issue. No? We will continue. This is just the beginning of great things to happen through young people in this state and the country. We have an exciting speaker next lined up, Sushmita Singh. She's a cybercrime intervention officer. She's representing DigiSafe India. She's doing wonderful work on this internet addiction. Many of us are addicted. We are not aware of it. And then we don't accept it. And also it has serious effect on us as an individual and as a society also. So over to Sushmita to talk about it, how you can help our young people be safe from this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, and very good evening, everyone. I will wrap up really quickly after a strong message delivered. I'm Sushmita and I'm a cybercrime intervention officer. I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, please.
When it comes to this, I conduct sessions across Bangalore at schools, colleges, army institutions, and Navy. When it comes to internet, it has good and bad. The black represents the bad, the white represents the good. But for young people like us, we only see a blurred version of it. That's why we need, until 25, we are not really able to differentiate between the good and bad. And that's where the problem happens. Let's look at this person, for example. He is Barack Obama, as you all know. If you can see what he has in his hand, he has a very normal button type phone. Why do you think so? He uses, not just him, but one of the most top powerful people use very normal button type phones. They're not behind the latest iPhone 13. One, security. Another is they do not want to waste their time. Subway Surfers, it's a very well-known game, as we all know it. Free Fire, PUBG. Indians are absolutely in love with it, especially PUBG players. They can go without oxygen for 2 to 3 days, but they can't go without chicken dinner for at least 1 day. Everything will be cool and fun until your eyes start looking like this, your room starts looking like this, and your exam paper starts looking like this. It's for the young people here. This is a game that a lot of people know. More than the young people, we have older aunties and uncles and grandfathers playing this game, Candy Crush. It's a very well-known free game, but last year they made some money. 10,000 crores. A free game that we think has made 10,000 crores. So this brings us to think that nothing on the internet is really for free. If something is given to you for free on the internet, it means that they are making you the customer. Your time that you're spending on the phone, that's what they're earning from. A normal kid, a 5th grade kid, when he or she plays a video game. Example, Angry Birds, and they just want to come out. If you see the screen, is there a close button, a quit button? There's not even a quit button. There's only a retry button. That means that the game tries to pull them back in over and over again. They're not able to come out of the game. And it's psychologically designed that way. So we can't really tell the kids that they're wrong. This is an example of a addiction. He is addicted to a video game. You can see that he is using his hand, but without any phones. This is another example too. He's a person admitted in the hospital and because of video game. I've seen several serious cases of video game addiction, and it all starts with peer pressure, like Dia mentioned. So when there's someone it all starts with someone inviting a kid to play a video game, and that when it continues, it starts to become an addiction. And if you can look at this case, a 16-year-old boy collapses after playing video games for several hours. This is due to a brain hemorrhage. A brain hemorrhage usually happens when someone's driving super fast on car and they get into a car accident and something hard blows on their head. Imagine the same level of physical attacks happening on someone who's playing video games. That much stress video games put on a person's brain. Not just this, but there are several cases of suicide and murder and violent activities. A typical case would be this, where a couple of months ago, a boy shot his mother dead because the mother stopped him from playing video games. So that's where parenting comes in. When parents are immediately just plucking away the phones, just taking away the phone, that causes a lot more violence than ever. So parents, not only the kids, but parents will also have to be counseled on how to deal with kids who are completely into video games. So it's all about a 13-year-old or 11-year-old against $1 billion gaming industry. I'd love to hear solutions from the audience about how to tackle this. Another problem is zombie scrolling. When we scroll endlessly, of course, there's endless content on Instagram and Facebook, but there's content worth watching for 800 years. Do we really have that much time in our life? We need to think for ourselves. There are some tips I would like to share to beat these endless scrolling. Instagram Lite is an app that does not have a reel menu. So you don't have to, you will not scroll endlessly. You will only have your, you will get what your friends do. Of course, there's Instagram Threads where you can only look at the chats to stay connected. There are several ways to stop yourself and could be in control when it comes to social media. Metaverse. I'm sure many know about it. It's a new concept brought to you by Facebook. I would say if whatever we're consuming right now is caffeine, then metaverse is going to be heroin. Whatever we're consuming right now on this phone is 2D. But imagine you're entering into a 3D world and everything around you is 3D. That's going to keep you in for longer. Addiction is going to be of several times higher if metaverse is introduced. And the rest is up to us to decide whether we are going to be sucked up by these digital devices or enjoy the little things in life. With that, I wind up and I open the floor for audience for question and answers. I would love to have esteemed founders of schools, and we have Ms. Usha Nandini ma'am, who is also a social activist. We have several people in the audience who would love to talk as well. You all have 1 to 2 minutes to express your opinions as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shus, for this insightful, very inspiring talk. And yes, over to them. Then few minutes we'll have a discussion with the young people. How can we address them? No, we are here not to listen, to contribute. No, is it how we can as young people? We are connected to so many young people, how we can help them. Yes, over to them if they want to speak.
We have one person who's raising his hand, Manoj Kumar Das.
Hello everyone. I'm Manoj Kumar Das. I'm a law student, and yes, when I received the topic for today, is are we truly independent? And what I actually heard from everyone, and the contributions that Sushmita even gave while we speak uh, about India and the addiction to drugs and phones and stuff like that. So let me just first brief you about what India is, what the true means of Bharat is, right? Before even if I enter into the concept of addiction and stuff. So Bharata is a combination of two words basically. Bhava plus Ratah. Bhav which describes the sun, Bhaskar. In Sanskrit it is. And Ratah in English means the one who rebels. So what that makes is the one who rebels in knowledge is an Indian. Right? So the basic requirement for today is knowledge. Even if we talk about addiction requires knowledge. Addiction, how to eradicate that addiction. In order to know that, you require knowledge. So, if I just speak about the theory that Sushmita gave, that there is no pause or play but back out button in that game, Angry Bird, there is this theory which has been given by Japanese scholars. It is said that if you attach a mechanism to the soup bowl, which can automatically fill up the soup bowl instantly after it gets empty, the person tends to eat more rather than just taking a new bowl. So this theory is actually applicable in all those Instagram reels. It is also applicable in the gaming era. It's also applicable in different sectors. After that, if I just have to, dig in deep, I have been into the so-called mythological stuff where I discuss about mythology and the aspects into why people are actually leaving mythology and entering into the field of alcohol, drugs, and stuff. So there is this theory where many serials, many Star Plus serials, and different shows where it shows the elite characters of god and goddesses, they show the concept of Madira Pan. But what they say is Somra. What Madira? It is actually said in Rigved that there was no Madira, to be very honest, that Indra consumed. That is being showed in depicted in serials that we see and what a younger generation sees. It was somras. It was a stick of the tree called som, which was actually kept overnight in water, which was very sweet to consume. That was taken by Indira, not Madira. Yes, we have to stop the depiction, as someone mentioned, that what directors depict in their film is what is happening in today's world, right? This is what we are showing our kids. We are showing younger generation the wrong depiction of god and goddesses. They are seeing that they are consuming alcohol, then what is the wrong that they are doing? Nothing. So I feel this is something that we can change. Apart from that, if I just talk about some statistics, because we all are interested in statistics and figures, what's the, according to a research, what's the general age in India? That is 29. The younger, the younger India, the new age India. We as a civilization are actually very old. But what do we have in our hand is the younger generation. The average age is 29. Japan stands 47. Uh, China stands 40. Europe stands 46. And the youthful US that we talk stands 40. So the main agenda is to make them aware. There is this nomophobia, which is the phobia of leaving phone and living, stands amongst the children, which is a bad habit. This habit is actually destroying. Apart from that, if I just have to conclude what India was and what we have made it, we wanted an India which is free, which is independent in true means, a Swaraj in true means. Gandhi never wanted an India which is being ruled by some politicians. It should be self-ruled. It should be ruled with the terms and conditions of the every individual, right? अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी वेरी वेल रोड, दुनिया का इतिहास पूछता रोम कहाँ यूनान कहाँ, दुनिया का इतिहास पूछता रोम कहाँ यूनान कहाँ, घर घर में शुभ अग्नि जलाता वहां उन्नत ईरान कहाँ, दीप बुझे पश्चिम गगन के व्याप्त हुआ बर्बर अंधियारा, किंतु चीर का तंतु छाती चमका हिंदुस्तान हमारा, छत छत आघातों पर सहकर जीवित हिंदुस्तान हमारा, जबकि मस्तक पर ओलिसा शोभित हिंदुस्तान हमारा. No nation is perfect. The nation has to be, go into rigorous changes so that it can be termed as perfect. Until that process, India needs to conquer different sectors in order to become free. And alcohol, mobile addiction are these some of the facts that needs to be changed. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Yes, Sushmita. Two more people
Thank you
raised
so much.
hands.
Yes, sir. We have Usha Nandini ma'am, who is a social activist who would love to speak for 2 minutes. She's from Tanjavur, and I'd like to have her speak as well. And after which Samay and Jagan would go.
Yeah, Anupama ma'am also an excellent mentor for the young champs from Mysore. She's the person behind those people. We will have a few words hear from her. Anupama ma'am. Yes.
Sure, sir.
Who's going first? Yes.
Ma'am, whoever is ready first, you can always let me know. Usha Nandini ma'am, Anupama ma'am.
Can I have a few minutes? I'm just logging in another phone. I'll just come with the video, please. I
No
need
problem.
another 2 minutes, please.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
ma'am. So Anupama ma'am, over to you then. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Hello, everybody present there. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, they want to see you.
Sir, I'm somewhere out.
Okay, ma'am.
I'm not in my town.
Okay, ma'am. Sure. Okay.
So, what opportunity you're giving the young ones is really good. Probably they may influence others to quit the addiction or to stop the addiction. So we have to work in groups, sir, here. Individuals cannot do anything here. We have to work in groups.
Okay.
We have to build such a peer that it should be a healthy one. And so that the influence with the healthy people, we should bring such students with them and help them to quit the addiction. Once they quit the addiction, probably our youth power will be more. And this youth power is more necessary for the development of India, sir. Yes. According to me, because we are already giving India to someone else now. As Churchill said that, Churchill in one of his books, he has said that India can be only ruled by a bootlegger. India cannot rule by itself. So we need to prove that that's wrong. So we have to have our senses in our minds, sir. For that, yes, we have to work together. All the four speakers were excellent. They have brought out their ways. Hello. Yes. They have brought out their ways of totally eradicating the drugs or the alcohols or the cyber crimes or whatever it is. Yes, we are there. We definitely can join hands with them and to bring out a good youthful life, sir, for Indians. Yes. Definitely, sir. We shall definitely work with that. We need good mentors like you. We need more mentors. Definitely, sir. We are looking forward to them and working with them. Yes. Definitely, sir. And thank you so much for organizing such a wonderful seminar, sir. Yes, thank you. Thank you once again. Yes, Sush.
Yeah. Yes, Usha.
Yeah, very good evening to one and all here. And thank you for the opportunity, Sushmita. And it's a wonderful platform, I think, to share my views. I'm Dr. Usha Nandini, Child Welfare Committee, Tanjavur, Chairman. And every district in India will have a Child Welfare Committee. It is like, they call it a CWC in a short form. And I'm chairman of it. And the main purpose of this Child Welfare Committee is we call every child below the age of 18 as a child, and we don't consider them as an adult. So any issues, the main purpose of it is to give protection and care and any support they need. And we have two codes for the people of the children of below 18. One is Juvenile Justice Code and other is the Child Welfare Committee. So the chairman of the Child Welfare Committee has the magistrate power. So we can put orders even against their parents. We can rescue the children against the parents. Any power to protect the child we have. So it is a wonderful topic you are dealing with, because every day we see children with substance abuse. this drug abuse, all these things, and social media abuse, everything. So what I feel is after this COVID, in this pandemic, the children, they didn't have any school, no control over them. They were left free. And when at home, they were asked to stay at home. But how long can the children stay at home? So they were going around, the roaming around. So they were getting good friends as well as the bad company. So recently we had few cases like they were brought to us with addiction to drugs, heroin, and the simple thing is hands. There's a drug called hands, I think. So that is very cheap also. And this, I used to ask the children, how do they get the money to buy this? Because every day they were having it. So these children, they were not going to school because of the pandemic. And they get up early in the morning at 4 o'clock. They go around the streets, collect the bottles and whatever thrown out, like plastic papers, all these things. And they go and sell it. And they get every day 300 to 400 rupees. And with this money, they buy the drugs and all these things. It's so easily available. So first thing is we have to find out the route where this is available, who is behind it. And it is not so easy also, because a big gang is behind it. So the government should be involved, different people should be involved to abolish it, to protect the children. And the second is the parents. Parents has a major role in this, because only the parents could make out what the children are doing, whether they are coming home early, if they are come every day, if they are coming home late, and they can find out whether the children are having addicted to anything. They can find out easily with their behavior. So the children should have an open eye. And if any issue, they should talk. The parents should come out, because usually the parents are scared to tell anybody about it. They always want to protect their children, and they don't bring out about these things out. So they should know. So the awareness should be given to the parents also, and how to, if any children are affected like this, how to deal with this. And next is whom to approach. If the public is seeing some children having addicted, misbehaving on the roads, and they could see somebody, some children with any issue, whom to reach. So we are there, the child welfare committee. We have a one parameter of it is child line. So it has a free toll-free number, 1098. It's so easy to reach. The number is also easy to remember, 1098. So if they call, and any public, anybody who is in trouble, who wants to support, can call this number, and they don't have to tell their names. If they just tell the message, and they can easily find out the location, and the child will be rescued, and they'll be brought to that particular state in that district, the child welfare committee, they'll be rescued. So the awareness should be given. There are so many committees, so many people to help the children, and the awareness to the parents also should be given. And also, because the minor, because below the age of 18, anybody is considered minor, and they won't be punished. So the adults, you would have seen the Tamil movie Master, how the big people, the gang, are using the young children. So it is very, very true. Every day I face like this. And we have observation homes. The minor children, they don't go to the jail, and they will be kept in the observation homes. And in this, so the adults very well know that if a minor is used to do any like stealing, to do murder, even murder, to murder somebody, the adults, they use the young minors. How do they use them? They will make those children get addicted to the drugs, everything. So automatically they'll be influenced. They will lose their logic. They will use their practical sense. And so whatever the adults say, they will listen. And the adults very well know they won't be punished, these children, and they'll be sent to the observation home. So everybody is using the children. So the awareness should be given, and the parents, the society, the school, and the government should all, the NGOs like you, all should join hands in protecting these children. So I'm very happy to share my views, and so many things we can talk about. but I think it's a platform where so many people have a lot of ideas to share. If any questions, I'm ready to answer.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your views. Shortly, Sushmita and I will be addressing a district level or the block level training. We are going to form block level resource group of teachers to address a district nearby. The 1,600 schools are there. So the 4 blocks, all the 4 blocks, we are going to draw 6 to 7 teachers and the nodal officer. Recently from your department, a circular has gone to address the issue of drugs to them. So the education department is wondering, they want us to do drug program, we don't know how to go about it. So that's when we are there. So we were already for tobacco. We said we are going to do drugs, and Sushmita is joining with us, internet addiction. So Nimans is here, they are going to help us with alcohol. So we are going to form block level resource groups of teachers and the nodal officer from the education department to train them to address this issue at a block level. So we are trying to reach out what we could within our means and resources, ma'am. I invite us, we will come to your district too. What, Sushmita?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, definitely.
Absolutely. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah, Sushmita, over to you.
Yes, sir. Do we?
How do we go?
Yes. Do we have more speakers who would want to express for 1 to 2 minutes, or should we wind up, sir? You can. We have Romil, whose hand is raised. Romil.
If you want to speak, they can speak. Anyone?
Yes. Please, yes. You have 1 to 2 minutes. I will remind you.
Sure.
Go ahead, please. The stage
Hi
is
everyone,
yours.
good evening. This is Romil here. So
Good
I just
evening.
have 2 minutes of time to just wind it up a very quick way. So rather than educating, it's my personal view, okay? So rather than educating a child, I think educating the parents is more important today, because the consumption of alcohol, tobacco, whatever it is, the percentage of consumption of people in India, the tobacco organization.com, I just saw the website right now. It says that the people of 30 to 50 years of age are consuming more than the adults. So generally, if I say in Hindi, see, if I'm consuming alcohol or tobacco, and if I stop my child from that, my child would definitely tell me that you're consuming, then why shouldn't I consume it? Then you don't have any answer to answer that child. Okay. Point 1. Point 2, that when it comes to mental pressure, okay, the kids, because to get release out of that, they consume all these things. So a parent should understand that they give them more time to their kids. Okay. Actually, the parents are actually addicted to the mobile, okay, these days. So generally what happens in my home is that before I go to sleep, my parents call me. We have 45 minutes of talk where we share everything, ups, downs, and everything. Have dinner, have food together. Make sure that you parents and children have food together, so that the culture, the Indian cultures get into them. Morning when they wake up, make sure that the morning time and the night time they spend together. So parenting is something very much important, because even in Instagram and everywhere we see that child of 5 to 6 years are on reels and all. How do they learn everything? Because the parents show them. The parents say them like dance like this. This is the trend. This is this. This is this. A 4-year-old kid doesn't know anything. Okay, basically, it's the parents who are telling them. Third thing, the we should, as a youngsters, we should know that with whom we should be and we shouldn't be. We should know who is right and who is wrong. For that, a mentor is always required. A spiritual mentor, a family mentor, and even in a friend's mentor. Fourth and last part, what I feel is that let's start celebrating the right people. Okay, I think the CRED founder Kunal Shah said that India doesn't celebrate the entrepreneurs. Okay, so what happens is we are celebrating influencers, we are celebrating the celebrities, etc. And when you start celebrating these people, like the entrepreneurs or the NGOs, the founders of NGOs, whatever, who we are not celebrating them, then it won't come into the light up. So when we start celebrating these people, definitely people look after it. One of the best example I would say the Shark Tank of India, which came in the month of January, which gave a boost up to entrepreneurs in India. So we need to celebrate this kind of things. Then definitely we see a good India coming into it. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Looking forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Romil. That was very true and rightly stated the facts. We have one person, Samay Shetty, who's raised his hand. Do share your views and please stick to 1 to 2 minutes.
I have heard all the speakers here. Very nice points were raised. But I guess the crucial point here is we are all talking about how to stop or how to uh, abolish or these kind of words. But the thing is, however much you want to abolish, however much you want to put up rules for that, will always be loopholes, and these loopholes will be used. Like for those of you who remember, where a few years back there used to be TV ads of cigarettes, of alcohol directly, but then a rule came that you cannot advertise them directly. Then we had something like Bagpiper Club Soda or McDowell's Music CD. You see, loopholes. That's how they do it. Anyway, moreover, I would like to bring the attention on the point on why is it that people, as it was pointed out earlier, the average age group in India is 29. So let us talk about 22 onwards. Why do they get into addiction and what causes them to stay in that addiction? It's basically an escapism. Anything for that matter, cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, mobiles, the scrolling, all the aspects that were raised, even video games. This is escape from reality. The point is, the question is, it is not enough to tell them how harmful video games are, how harmful scrolling is, or how harmful drugs, alcohol, everything is, because they already know it. So many people are talking about it. They have listened to it, still they have chosen it. That means the problem lies elsewhere. That problem needs to be, and I think they can relate to. Young minds don't do well by listening to.
I think he got disconnected. We have one last speaker for today, who is Mr. Jagan. Please, the stage is yours. Please stick to 1 to 2 minutes. You're on mute.
I think Swami is
particular aspect.
You can go ahead, Mr. Jagan.
Thank you all. And first of all, I thank Chandrasekhar sir and Sushmita and Ishan and everyone, and especially to Ushan and the ma'am. Thank you. We are really independent. I say I am proudly Indian. Yeah, I know. I am proudly Indian. But I say I am not get independent because of the alcohol and drugs and the tobacco, and moreover the child abuse, molestation, like that. So I would probably say we are not independent. First of all, we need to find a solution, parenting, and then ourselves. And if you are follow the traditional method or not, everything we need to find out. So it's not telling we cannot show our index finger to each and everyone. It's need to show with us, because we are the first person to step out the issue. So the tobacco or whatever it is, we need to first person we need to stand. But unfortunately, we are not stand in that certain place. So we need to join our hand, and we need to fight for our society and surroundings. So that is the important thing, I think so. So thank you for that wonderful opportunity. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, sir. Over to you, Mr. Sanjay Chandler, sir.
You want to? We are done? Are we done?
Yes, we're done.
Thank you so much. So doesn't matter small group, each one can make a difference. Let's keep, stay together, connect with us with this group. So let's together, we can make a difference in our own world. No, we can influence our own world, our surroundings. The points noted, we'll reflect on the points raised by each one of you. The last person was telling you something else. Despite giving that no harmful effect, people still are going for it. There is something, the problem lies elsewhere. Yes. Sushmita mentioned that due to time constraint, did not go in depth. The industries, all are industries. They're targeting, they want business, they want money. But moral values doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter they're destroying other lives. No, they want money. Can they eat money and survive in the end? I don't know. I thought about that. Very sad. That's where we are heading there. So we can start a countercurrent, a countervailing force against these forces. Industry, all are industries. Alcohol, tobacco, drugs, internet, all are industries. In fact, I thought Sushmita would mention that some of the gaming industries are also pornography industries. Same people are also running pornography. So we need to talk about it publicly. We need to caution people what they are experimenting on, so-called socially acceptable, legitimizing its use. But how to, if young people are getting it, let's continue to work together as we move on. As we are, Sushmita and I will be into some action with the teachers. So we want to really reach out to as much as we could to help equip the teachers to deal with it, parents to deal with it at their level, and young people also. So we need each one of you as a champion for this cause. Each one of you are precious to us. Let's stay together as we move on. Thank you all. Have a very good evening. Thank you, Sushmita, for chairing this and supporting.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.